Celia Cruz exemplifies what many young artists like me and women in music aspire to achieve, which is to make a mark in history, and she did that. Hi, I'm Lena Burke.
Soy Aymée Nuviola.
Hi, I'm Tony Succar, and we're celebrating 100 years of Celia Cruz. My connection to Celia Cruz goes back since I was a kid because I've been listening to her music since my mom would sing it to me as a child, as a baby pretty much. And recently, of course, I did a version of Quimbara and Bemba Colorada together, and it went extremely viral on social media. Also, this year, in February, we won a Grammy with pretty much a version of Bemba Colorada, which was in Sheila E.'s album. It's Sheila E.'s record. I was able to produce the song with her, and it features Sheila E., Gloria Estefan, and my mother, Tony Succar. It was a big blessing to be able to receive the Grammy for Best Global Performance with that song. So I'm very grateful for the music of Celia Cruz and her legacy.
My grandma used to be friends of Celia. They were together in a group in Cuba called Las Mulatas del Fuego. They were dear friends until they passed. Now they are both in heaven together. It's a love that has been in my family from generation to the other generation. So Celia, for me, it's family.
Mi conexión con Celia Cruz, yo creo que primero que todo es que las dos somos cubanas, que las dos somos de raza negra, que las dos cantamos en el género tropical, por decirlo de alguna manera, música de nuestro país principalmente. Las dos somos exiliadas, somos parte, yo soy parte, como lo fue ella, de un exilio, pero con Cuba todo el tiempo en mi corazón, y siempre, aunque no viva en Cuba, me veo como una mujer cubana, parte de una generación de músicos y que está llevando el nombre de Cuba donde quiera que voy a presentar.
My grandma Elena was playing Celia Cruz when I was a little kid, and I asked her, "Who's that?" And she said, "That's Celia Cruz. She's the best artist that has been born here in Cuba." In my house, they always played her music, even though outside it was prohibited to listen to her because she left Cuba. I remember that I grew up thinking, what a unique voice, what a different woman. And Celia, for me, it's something that it's an example of how you can have the Cubanía in your voice, in your sound, in your way of singing, in everything.
Conocí a Celia en la boda de Willy Colón en Cancún. Johnny Ventura, que Dios lo tenga en la gloria, fue el que me propuso, ¿quieres conocer a Celia? Yo te consigo una invitación y te llevo para que veas a tu coterránea, a tu paisana. Y yo primero me quedé pensando si lo hacía o no lo hacía, me daba temor, no quería invadir su espacio ni el de nadie. Le doy gracias a Dios por haberme dado el discernimiento de ir en ese momento y conocerla. Fue una experiencia maravillosa.
My mother introduced me to Celia Cruz music because my mom, she loved her songs, and in her band, right, where I started playing with her when I was 13 years old, she would always sing Carnaval, sing La Guagua, obviously Guantanamera, classics, Cúcala, and then Quimbara, Bemba Colorada. She would always sing that music. It's so interesting because as a kid, you don't really realize the amount of amazing music that she's done and the incredible career that she's had. You know, as a more seasoned musician now that I am, I've learned to even appreciate more her artistry and her legacy.
Celia Cruz exemplifies what many young artists like me and women in music aspire to achieve, which is to make a mark in history. And she did that like nobody else. And we all aspire to do that, to make a mark in music history like Celia. So she's an example of hard work, passion, uniqueness, authenticity, and the love for her roots that never ended.
Su capacidad de ella para adaptarse a los tiempos, es algo que siempre me llamó mucho la atención y que me ha servido a mí como ejemplo. Renovarse, reinventarse, tanto físicamente como musicalmente. Ella tenía esa capacidad, se adaptaba a todo, cantó con todo tipo de artistas diferentes de su género, con Pavarotti, con El General, que lo que hacía era rap, se puede decir. Cantó con grandes figuras del merengue, de la cumbia, en España con Lola Flores. O sea, ella era una versatilidad y expandió sin dejar de ser ella. Ella siempre era Celia con su azúcar y punto.
Her story has impacted me because it's a very strong story. The immigrant story. I was just so inspired by her story and how resilient she was to cut through as a woman in the genre. It definitely wasn't easy. And I hear stories from her, like that people that know her or that knew her, that were, working with her, tell me like in her later years of her life where her health wasn't that perfect, she would, be struggling backstage, but then the moment that the lights turned on and her moment was to get the microphone and sing, that she would like kill it on stage, right? She would transform. And that type of dedication to the art form and that passion for it is what really made me just follow those footsteps.
Never stop working, believing in yourself, being true to yourself. She was true to herself all the way. She had those beautiful values, a beautiful soul, spreading love all the way with her music and with her human being. Also celebrating her roots, celebrating the traditions of her country, where she came from, but also celebrating this country that gave her a home. She was amazing because she was having success in Cuba, and then when she left, she had success here and she became a global artist. So it's something that we all aspire to achieve, of course, like being successful and also being grateful to that success, to the audience that gives you that success. And Celia was amazing because she always was grateful to her audience, and that's why she still remains present, like in here with us, and that's why we're celebrating her music and her legacy.
The lessons that I take from Celia's journey is that you have to remain true to your essence, remain true to the artistry, always be humble, extreme humbleness, because she was the greatest. And she always represented herself in such a humble and kind way, being an example as a human being, above all, right? The essence of salsa music is happiness, la guarachera, guarachar, disfrutar, sabor. That is really what I take in my heart, and that's why I smile so much when I play her too, because she was always like,
Ella me dio consejos como me recordaba a mi mamá, porque me decía, no madrugues, no trasnoches, cuídate, no tomes, no fumes. O sea que más allá de querer impresionarme quizás, ¿verdad? Con su grandiosidad como artista y ponerse ella como un patrón a seguir, más bien tuvo una actitud maternal conmigo y eso me encantó. Igual que me sorprendió mucho y me encantó cuando ella se iba del lugar y nos encontramos en el pasillo y nos empezamos a despedir y se quitó los aretes que tenían puestos y me los dio. Y yo le di los que tenía puesto yo. Fue una cosa como de cubana a cubana, ¿no? Como de madre a hija, lo sentí así. Y eso fue una experiencia inolvidable para mí.
For me, celebrating her 100 years is important because it's a century of what a beautiful life. And I say century because even after her passing, her music has been well kept alive. It stays relevant to today's music even. You can't have a birthday party without her. You can't have a family reunion without listening to her. She's such an important piece to our family, to our music, to our culture. And 100 years is a beautiful thing to celebrate, a century of such a gifted, person that God has given us, right? And I know it's going to be 100 more years to come, and many more, because that music is classic.
Para mí significa mucho compartir el regalo de Celia, ayudar a mantener su legado, celebrar su natalicio, porque como digo, como cubana, como mujer en la industria, como cantante del género tropical, que a veces es tan invadido, tan poco respetado. A veces la gente lo toma como un juego. Ay, voy a grabar una salsita, cada que yo oigo eso me quiero morir. Porque creo que es un género que merece todo respeto y que tiene sus complejidades, y ella lo puso en un lugar cimero, ¿no? Con su trabajo, con su figura. O sea, expandir esa visión de ella desde el respeto, porque era una mujer que se dio a respetar muchísimo y que donde quiera que llegaba la gente decía, llegó la reina. Y además una mujer muy altruista, ayudaba mucho, se envolvía en causas como la Liga contra el Cáncer, como con niños con problemas de autismo, con muchas cosas. Ella siempre estaba viendo cómo podía ayudar a alguien. De hecho, dejó una fundación que hoy en día todavía se ocupa de pagar becas a los niños que quieran estudiar música, y eso denota que era una persona que siempre pensaba no solamente en ella, sino en los demás.
This year we've been celebrating the 100 years of Celia Cruz all over, like in every city. I've been part of those celebrations, and I'm honored to be part of it. Thanks to Aymée Pardillo for including me in those celebrations. We just did Central Park, and it was amazing. The love for Celia is here. Everybody loved her and loves her because she's current, she's present, and she's forever our queen. So we sing her music with respect, with a lot of humbleness, because nobody did it like her. She's unique, she's authentic, and our queen.